Hi guys, welcome to week 3 of my reverse diet and the very first episode of my brand new Road to Pro series. For those of you who don't know, I currently have the goal of stepping back on stage in a whopping 15 months because I'm going to be making my pro debut with the OCB. So I have a long journey ahead of me, 62 weeks out right now. That means a lot of reversing, a lot of growing, and a bunch of different phases in between. And I want to document the whole journey. So, one of my favorite things about the sport of bodybuilding is the building part. So, even though I did clean sweep my first show and I placed in all my divisions in my second show as well, there's always room to improve. And one of my biggest improvements that I already knew and that I heard back from the judges is literally just grow, because obviously my first time stepping on stage is arguably going to be my worst time in my entire bodybuilding career. I'm only 21 years old, I have a long way to go. I have a lot of muscle maturity I still can develop. So we're trying to build, we're trying to get stronger, we're trying to get a little bulkier, and we're going to get bigger for this next show and improve on all those things. So for today's episode, what I wanted to do was keep it kind of simple, a little chatty. I'm going to break down exactly how I fuel my workouts, both pre-workout and post-workout, the science behind it, why I do what I do, and all the foods that I love to eat. So it's currently 9:30 in the morning. It's a Wednesday. I already kind of got a head start on my day. My days start very early in general, but in the summer, I have such trouble sleeping past like 5:30, 6 a.m. So I've been up and at it. I did my half hour of fasted cardio, which is our current protocol, kind of getting into this reverse diet and into my growing phase. And I did a little work on my graduate thesis, which I'm very excited to share. Probably more information once I finalize it, but my graduate thesis is relating to the gym, fitness, nutrition, obviously. So I did a couple of different things for that. So that was very fun to kind of make some headway. And now we are in my kitchen and we're gonna get started on making some food, prepping some things for the day. First, we're gonna fill up my water. So let's talk nutrition. Why does fueling matter? So fueling is important for a bunch of different reasons, including performance, recovery, and growth. A common misconception within like the gym and the lifting world in general is that all the growth happens during your workout. And sure, those hard lifts definitely are important. You're not going to get anywhere without lifting hard and without lifting heavy. But a lot of our muscle growth actually happens during the recovery phase when you're resting and you're allowing your muscles to repair. So that starts with fueling your body properly and making sure your body has everything it needs in order to repair itself. So one of the things we're going to start with recovery and fueling our body is literally just my cute little pink leopard water bottle. She's filled with ice water, and I'm going to add in my electrolytes. Like water and just hydration in general is one of the most commonly forgotten tools when it comes to recovery, because so often people come to me complaining about like headaches, muscle tightness, soreness, all these things. They think that they need a massage or that they did something wrong during their workout, but really a lot of these things can be cured just by upping your water intake and making sure you are drinking enough water during the day. Especially not right now where I live, I know there's a huge heat wave that's about to hit us. So I need to make sure that I'm staying hydrated even more so, because I'm going to be sweating all the more. Another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that they think hydration is literally just about how much water you drink. And don't get me wrong, I'm a girl who drinks like a gallon and a half to almost 2 gallons of water a day. So definitely drinking enough water is important. But hydration is also about the balance between the water and the electrolytes within your system. So every time you sweat, you're losing sodium because you're sweating out basically salt. So what we want to do is not only drink enough water, but you also want to replenish the sodium and the electrolytes that your body is losing. So that's why I do a serving or sometimes even 2 servings of electrolytes every single day. And if you are someone who deals with headaches, painful cramping, lots of muscle tightness, and soreness, try that. you'll notice that replenishing those electrolytes is going to help you even more. It's going to help with your fatigue, your energy levels, all the things we don't want. Do a little fit check and talk a little bit more about why I choose to fuel fasted versus unfasted. So fit for the day, we're going to be hitting my squat and deadlift day and kind of twinning with my pro card. So I just have on these little shorts from Amazon. This sports bra is also from Amazon, a little green monochrome moment. I am wearing Gymshark socks at the bottom, and I will probably be pairing this with Converse because it's the leg day. Converse are my favorite like flat-footed shoe. Like I was mentioning earlier, I did do my 30 minutes of fasted cardio in the morning. And something that I think has always been a debate in the fitness industry, but I've been seeing a lot more of it right now on TikTok, is fasted versus unfasted workouts. Which one's better? Which one is more productive for your goals? So I'm currently fasted. All I've had is about 80 ounces of water. I had a little black coffee and my vitamins, my supplements in the morning. I did my 30 minutes of cardio. So fasted cardio is something that we threw in during prep because fasted cardio can definitely be beneficial in terms of some goals. One, fat loss. One, it's kind of a convenience factor for some people, especially if you're a busy 9-to-5er, you only have time to work out early in the morning. It might be easier to just get to the gym fasted. But just because it's okay doesn't necessarily mean that it's optimal for all of our goals, especially because my current goal is growth and performance, getting stronger, getting bigger. We want to be fueling our body as much as possible so that we can put as much energy into our workouts as we can. Basically, when you train fasted, your body has less readily available energy to use, and our performance and our workouts can suffer as a result. When it comes to fueling our body now, we're going to get started on making our pre-workout meal, which, as you're going to notice, is going to be pretty carb heavy because carbs get stored in our body as glycogen. And glycogen is our body's main source of fuel when we're lifting. So essentially, without any carbs, it's very hard to get a pump. You have very minimal strength and very minimal energy to provide. So when it comes to the specific carbs that we want for our workout, we have things called simple carbs and complex carbs. Simple carbs are just fast digesting and they hit your system quick. So they give you that quick burst of energy that we want in order to go hit the gym in 30 minutes to an hour. Complex carbs are still great, still super important, and they give you a little more long-term sustained energy, but they also take your body a little longer to digest. So it's better a couple hours before or after our workout, not necessarily immediately before that quick burst of energy. Some of my favorite quick digesting carbs that we have with us here are cream of rice. I just like this generic brand, like plain cream of rice. That way I can flavor it and make it as fun as I want. They do sell a bunch of different flavors. I have a brand that I'm going to be working with very soon whose flavors I love, but until that brand launches, we're sticking with the tried and true. The other favorites are rice cakes. Rice cakes are easy. Same thing, our rice cereal, which is what we're going to be using today. Super quick, super easy digesting carb, very minimal fiber, so it goes through your body right quick, hits us exactly where we want it for our workout. So the big picture idea is that before our workout, we want something that our stomach can process quickly, not something that's going to sit in your stomach and make you feel heavy during your workout. So I'm going to show you one of my many go-to pre-workout meals, which is going to be the famous bodybuilder bloat bowl. I tend to alternate between the bloat bowl and the cream of rice bowl, but today we're going with our Rice Chex cereal. I'm going to show you guys how I make this bloat bowl to taste literally like a Rice Krispie treat. So I'm starting off with my pink bowl on the food scale, and we're going to add in 35 grams of whey protein first to make like our whey drip. And the game changer here to make it taste like a Rice Krispie treat is my Rise Loaded Jet Puffed, oh my god, it smells so good, protein powder, because this stuff is literally marshmallows in powder form. And this is going to be our quick digesting protein source. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of water to this at a time in order to make it more of that whey drip kind of cake battery consistency. Now we've got our whey drip. Gorgeous. we're gonna add that quick digesting carb source. And for today, that's gonna be our Rice Chex cereal. So today's a leg day, so I get a little more carbs. We're gonna go with 60 grams. You basically just need to mix her all up until every single one of those pieces is coated. This is literally the amount of Rice Chex that I was getting during my bulking phase last year. So the fact that I'm eating this 3 weeks post-show literally feels like Christmas Day. Next, we're gonna top her off with our 83 grams of blueberries. For those of you who don't know, blueberries are literally one of the best carb source fruits. They're full of carbs, they're full of micronutrients, literally underrated fruit. So these aren't necessary in your pre-workout meal. They kind of just serve as a little more carbs, a little more micronutrients for us. But for me, I'm obsessed with fruit, so this is kind of like bribery from my coach. And our final little step here is we're gonna top her all off with 14 grams of peanut butter. So peanut butter is just a great fat source, so it's gonna help keep us full a little longer. And in combination with those proteins and carbs, it's just gonna help with our energy levels a little bit more. And here we have our gorgeous finished bloat bowl. So I have all the things I need in one bowl. I have my protein, I have my quick digesting carb to top off my glycogen, I have some fats, and I have some micronutrients, and this is gonna help me get the best pump ever in the most delicious way. So now we're gonna be moving on to our post-workout meal. So post-workout fuel is just as important as our pre-workout fuel. Because basically, after we train super hard, you train all your muscles, you're very fatigued, your body is kind of primed to absorb all these great nutrients. So in order to kickstart our recovery, we want to make sure we get some good quality proteins and carbs into our system. So because I work at the gym, I always meal prep my meal and take it with me so that I have my post-workout meal readily available after I'm done lifting. So we've got our little Pyrex meal prep container, and we're going to put together that post-workout meal now. So the most important things that we want post-workout are both our carbs and our protein. What we want is a fast digesting carb to help replenish the glycogen in our body, and we also want a fast digesting protein source to help with our protein muscle synthesis. For my fast digesting protein source, we're going to be doing 100 grams of chicken in this post-workout meal. And your protein source can look different than mine. Whey protein is always a great option that I recommend to everyone, especially when you're busy and you're on the go. Protein shakes, protein powders are a great way to just get 20 to 30 grams of protein into your system without having to worry about cooking. However, since I'm a hungry girl and I'm on a different kind of meal plan, we're going with our chicken. We also want a carb source in there. I don't know where the misconception came from in lifting and fitness that like carbs are bad, white rice is bad, because I eat a fuck ton of white rice and I'm still shredded. So our fast digesting carb source for post-workout is going to be some cooked jasmine rice, any kind of white rice variety, which is why you'll notice like rice cakes, Rice Chex, Rice Krispies, things that are made out of rice digest very fast. So post-workout, it's really going to help us replenish the glycogen in our muscles and help a lot with that fullness and that pump. And the reason I'm not showing you guys how I'm actually making this meal, because I batch prep all my ingredients, which is great for convenience, but aesthetic purposes, it's not really doing the job. So the other couple little add-ons that I have with my post-workout meal is 100 grams of pineapple. So this is not necessary, but one pineapple or any other kind of fruit has great micronutrients, so definitely an added plus. And pineapple in general has some great digestive enzymes. So during my post-workout meal, when I'm trying to digest these proteins and these carbs and get that muscle protein synthesis, pineapple will just help boost that even more. Plus, anyone who knows me knows I'm a fruit fiend, so it's like a little sweet treat. And the last little thing that we're adding to my post-workout meal is my avocado. So avocado is a healthy fat source. So one thing about healthy fats is that it can slow down our digestion just a little bit, but healthy fats also do help with our satiation. So it's really going to help keep you full for longer. So, particularly for my goals, as I'm currently reverse dieting, getting out of an extreme calorie deficit, having a little bit of fats in my post workout meal helps me stay fuller for longer, helps me with my energy levels, preventing any post workout crash. So now we've got our fully prepped, gorgeous post workout meal to take to work: chicken and rice, pineapple, and avocado. So the last part of my pre-workout fuel that is by no means necessary but always makes things fun is our little caffeinated bev. So today I have my Alani Lime Slush. Bonus points if you match it to your outfit. Let's give her a try. There we go. It's literally 99 degrees outside right now. It's hot as fuck in my car. And this crispy cold slushy, perfect. To basically summarize everything we talked about today, food is our body's fuel, and when we fuel better, we perform better and we recover better. So eat your carbs, eat your protein. This is what's been working for me during all my phases to grow, to cut down, to win a bodybuilding show, and now to make my pro debut. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to link all the products I use down in my bio, and you can subscribe for more.